Hi there, and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, we'll be learning about rate and speed, okay? And under rate and speed, we'll be learning to calculate average speed, okay? Very, very, very simple, calculating average speed. And as the lesson progresses, anything you don't understand, be sure to get across to your tutor, who would be more than happy to help. And yes, let's jump right into the lesson. So, rate and speed, calculating average speed. Now, what is rate? What exactly is rate? We're talking about rate and speed. So what is rate? Now, rate compares two quantities of different kinds. Okay, that's it. Basically, rate compares two quantities of different kinds. You could have money and time. You could have output and time. Just different things. Basically, but let's understand what exactly this is. So, I have this example here. A man earns 100 naira in 5 hours. Okay, and we're looking to find his earning rate. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to compare 100 naira and 5 hours. Okay, and we're pretty much looking to find if he makes 100 naira in 5 hours, how much does he make per hour? Okay, his rate. It basically tells you about how quickly he makes money. Okay, so what he makes every hour. All right, and basically to do this, we just divide 100 by 5, and we have his earning rate as 20 hours, 20 naira per hour, basically. Okay, now speed is a very common rate. Okay, it's pretty much, I think it's the most common rate. Okay, it's the one rate we use the most often. Okay, because speed compares distance and time. Okay, so speed compares distance and time. Now in this lesson we'll be learning about average speed. Average speed really is it's pretty much the same thing. Okay, but then we call it average speed because sometimes there's some changes in distance, but you don't need to bother about all of that. So basically average speed, pretty much the same thing. Okay, and in this lesson we'll be learning to calculate average speed. Now the average speed of a moving object is the total distance covered by that object divided by the time taken to cover the distance. Okay, so you have an object moving, and let's say this object covers a particular distance in a given time. So let's say it covers 10 meters or 10 kilometers in, let's say, 2 hours. All right, and basically you're looking to compare 10 kilometers and 2 hours to find the rate at which this body is covering that distance. And basically this rate is pretty much how fast this body is moving, and what that is the speed, the average speed of the object. Now speed is distance over time. Okay, and basically to find speed you just say distance over time. And we have an example here. We say if a boy cycles 6 kilometers in 2 hours, calculate his average speed. So we have distance 6 kilometers, to time is 2 hours. We simply divide speed. To get speed we simply divide distance by time. 6 divided by 2, and it gives us 3 kilometers per hour. That's it. Okay, that's pretty much all you need to take note of on this lesson. Okay, you just need to remember that speed is always distance over time. All right, and we'll just go ahead and do a few examples. So we have example 1. We have a train travels 104 kilometers in 4 hours, calculate its average speed. Okay, so we have distance 104 kilometers, and the train covered this distance in 4 hours. So the train went on a journey 104 kilometers long, and the journey lasted for 4 hours. Now, how fast was this train moving that it covered 104 kilometers in 4 hours? That's what we're looking to find out. We have speed equals distance over time. Our distance is 104. Our time is 4 hours. Okay, and we just go ahead and say speed is distance over time, i.e. 104 divided by 4, and what we have in the end is we have 26 kilometers per hour. Simple, straightforward. Let's move on. Example 2. And we have a car travels 42 kilometers in 4 hours, then 48 kilometers in 5 hours. Exactly, this is why we call it average speed. But let's get into this question. So 42 kilometers in 4 hours, then 48 kilometers in 5 hours. Calculate the average speed of the car. So we know that speed is distance over time, but in this case we actually have two instances. Okay, two separate journeys. Okay, and we're looking to find the average speed. What we do is we add them up. So we have speed equals the total distance divided by the total time. And then for the total distance, you have 42 kilometers plus 48 kilometers gives you 90 kilometers. And then your total time is 4 hours plus 5 hours gives you 9 hours. Okay, and basically you just go ahead and say speed is 90 kilometers divided by 9 hours, and what you have in the end is you have 10 kilometer per hour. Now speed is always distance over time. If you have a situation like this, you just add distances together, add the time together, and then divide your results, divide the total distance by the total time. Simple, straightforward. One final example, and okay, we're not talking speed anymore, we're doing rate now. Okay, so a baker bakes 180 loaves of bread in 3 hours. Calculate his output rate per hour. Okay, and then what is his output rate per minute? So basically we have this baker baking bread. Okay, and we want to know how fast this baker can bake his bread. Okay, so we want to find the rate, his output rate, how much bread this baker can output in a given period of time, basically. So we have 180 loaves of bread in 3 hours. Okay, and his speed, basically, or his rate, would be 360 divide oh, we have 360 loaves, not 180. We have 360 divided by 3, and what we have is we have 120 loaves per hour. Okay, and then we were also told to calculate his output rate per minute. So we have him, so from what we just did, we have him doing 120 loaves every hour. Okay, and what this means is it does 120 loaves every 60 minutes, because we have 60 minutes in an hour. And to find his rate per minute, we just divide 120 loaves by 60 minutes, and what we have is we have 2 loaves per minute. So this baker bakes 2 loaves every minute, and as a result of this, he's able to bake 360 loaves in 3 hours. Okay, so because every 2 minutes he bakes one, every minute he bakes 2 loaves. Okay, and that is the rate, at which this baker bakes his bread. So with the information that we have now, 2 loaves per minute, we can even tell how many loaves this baker will bake in 10 hours, in 5 days, in 1 year. You can actually calculate how many loaves of bread this baker will bake in 1 year, because you know how fast he's moving. Okay, and then you just need to factor in his speed and the time, and you should get the number, the total number of loaves this baker will bake in 1 year. Okay, so yes, that would bring us to the end of this very short, very simple lesson. Okay, the one thing you need to take from this lesson is speed equals distance over time. So if you're ever given a given distance and you're told that this distance is covered in a given time, to find the speed of that moving object, you just need to find distance over time, and you get your answer. Usually distance is usually in kilometers, time is usually in hours. You have your answer in kilometer per hour. Okay, kilometer dash hour. Okay, so yeah, you can go ahead now and attempt questions on the worksheet. Bye for now.